Shearer comes in. Oh, and there's the ball in the net. It's Alan Shearer. And Newcastle take the lead with 11 minutes gone. Bent in. Did Shearer touch it? That's the question. Mark Lawrenson.
I didn't think he did touch it, John. I just thought he divided the line of sight from Westerveld. Westerveld came off his legs. I think he just ran across the sight of the goalkeeper. I'm sure that Shearer will claim the goal. There's no doubt about that. Here's the original. I don't think Shearer touches this. I really don't. I think he just missed it. He goes for a deft header. And I think he doesn't touch it at all. It came off Westerveld.
Out left now. And that's a throw to Liverpool, which Dominic Matteo has gone forward to take. This is Owen. Clearance by Solano, hit Berger, back in by Harman. This is Murphy. Oh, a good chance. A really good opening for TT Camara. And there was some reaction as well between him and Davizas, I think, Mark.
Yeah, there was. Superb ball in by Haman. Straight into Murphy, just a little touch, and Camara hit it first time, but never really got great power on it.
Well, Son's got to be quick here because Dyer is coming in behind him. Good enough. Pistone. Gerrard. Oh, and Harman with Berger free on the left-hand side. A lot of players up here for Liverpool. It's Patrick Berger, saved by Harper and scrambled away for a corner. Good opening though. They had a man over, Mark.
Yeah, it's a top-class move by Liverpool. Haman just weighing up the options. Always going to be Berger. One touch out of his feet, hit it very hard left-footed, and an excellent save low to his left by Harper. Great position from the goalkeeper.
Really has done well. He's keeping Shea Given out of the side at the moment, Stephen Harper. Hoopier is on the 6-yard line here, waiting for the corner. Matteo's up as well. And Harper collects that one cleanly, with half an hour gone.
This is the goalkeeper that Newcastle nearly sold to Huddersfield for £400,000 some year 18 months ago.
Until recently, Mark, he'd played more games for Huddersfield than he had for Newcastle. But he's going through a very good spell, growing in confidence, as indeed is the man at the other end, Westerveld. Here's Camara. He's got Owen to his right. Here's a test for the Newcastle defence. Owen with two up against him. Owen, that's brilliant. Oh, he took that marvellously well, and Michael Owen is back. There's no question about that now. That's the real Michael Owen. He had two defenders to contend with and the goalkeeper, and you wouldn't have backed him in that situation perhaps a couple of weeks ago when he was still recovering from his injury. But watch him now.
Well, Owen's been waiting for this opportunity for most of the game. Pulls away, as using his sights. He's away from Hughes, too much pace. Pistone can't make his mind up, frightened to tackle. And I think in the end, the goalkeeper's position wasn't great, and he really left an empty net for Owen to slot it into.
It's 1-1 at St James's Park, and Michael Owen extends this quite extraordinary run here against Newcastle United. That's 7 goals now in the last 4 meetings between the two clubs for Owen. On the ground where last season he scored a first-half hat-trick. Here's Murphy for Liverpool. Oh, he's tricked Pistone brilliantly. Good play by Murphy, who almost did what Owen had done earlier. Pistone's having a bit of a test on this side, Mark.
Well, Pistone wanted to show Murphy outside. Murphy went inside and just left him completely for dead, and then engineered half a yard still to get the shot in.
Lee. Newcastle are working the ball well. Kieran Dyer, 3 waiting in the centre. One of them is Gary Speed. Away by Song. Lee. Oh, Solano. Good skill. Shearer's there. And here's Duncan Ferguson. Oh. tell you what, Kevin Keegan, watching this game, Mark, would have been thrilled with that goal that Michael Owen took so well.
Yeah, there's no doubt he's back, and certainly saw that from the goal he scored last week at home, where he created something out of nothing, and it's something he's very, very, very good at doing.
Pistone. Shearer far side. Ferguson again. Lee. Up comes Barton. Warren Barton. He's just started to get his coaching badges, Warren Barton. He's got the UEFA B licence, and maybe seeing the game now in a wider picture. He's certainly got forward well there. That's on by Murphy, looking for Owen. And that header to the goalkeeper was a bit too strong. Oh! It was! Owen's got it back from Harper and turned it across the goal. It's a corner. Well, we're having here fun and games with back passes, predominantly with the head mark.
Well, Dabizas headed it wide of the goal because he was worried about Owen's pace, and then Harper, in trying to keep the ball in play, lost the ball in the end. Unfortunately, Dabizas reacted to the cross from Owen.
And Liverpool have a corner. It could have been worse for Newcastle. Hoopier is forward, so is Song. And Harman drives it, hits a Newcastle foot. And Alan Shearer, who's all over the pitch today, made the defensive clearance there.
Well, for a league game, it's playing with the atmosphere of a cup tie, end-to-end football. Pace, very, very direct football as well from both teams.
This is Patrick Berger. And Mr. Ellery brings to an end a half which saw the two players we featured at the start very much involved in the goals. Alan Shearer throwing the Liverpool defence into confusion in the 11th minute, and then the lead wiped out by a typical, but maybe in some ways long-awaited piece of skill from Michael Owen. At half-time, it's Newcastle 1, Liverpool 1. I made the point before the kick-off as to how pleased the Newcastle board is with what Bobby Robson has done here. I know the same applies at Liverpool with the appreciation of Gerard Houlier's work. In fact, at the start of play today, Mark, Liverpool had the best defensive record in the Premiership, only 14 conceded, 15 now.
Well, I think they always said that judging when Westerveld, Honcho, Hippier and Hammam were all playing together, and they have been playing for quite a while, and Honcho's not playing today, and that's really probably why they have got such a good defensive understanding and obviously a good goals against record.
Header by Ferguson, and here's Solano. Oh, and Kieran Dyer far side. Song having to work overtime. This is Ferguson. Speed to Pistone. Lee. And Barton joins the attack, not for the first time. Good effort. Oh, and Sander Westerveld had to turn it over. From Warren Barton.
Well, it's well struck by Barton, but to be honest with you, John, it's going straight at the goalkeeper. He's made the most of it.
Well, he's conceded a corner, which Solano will take. Speed coming in, Ferguson coming in, Shearer blasting it. No, not blasting it. Only really half caught it, but he shaked as if to really strike that. And Newcastle win it back straight away. And they've got plenty in the middle here. Goal kick though. Kieran Dyer, a really inspired run. They're pleased to have him back to full fitness. Well, Bobby Robson will have a lot of affection for Kieran Dyer, bearing in mind he came from Ipswich. Danny Murphy. Owen goes into the centre now. Oh, he's got it back. Little dummy, Camera. Liverpool could have made more of that, especially as Newcastle weren't too sound in defence, but they've got the ball away. Dyer, Shearer, Solano, Ferguson and Speed in the centre. Shearer joins them now. Oh, that was a challenge on Solano. Gerard protesting that there was nothing amiss about it, or nothing malicious anyway.
I think certainly that Gerard went for the ball and Solano made the most of the challenge.
This is Barton again, and this is Solano again, and they're queuing up in the middle. Oh, he's put it wide. It's Gary Speed. Usually so dangerous and so direct in those situations, he misdirected the header.
Great ball in from Barton. Solano got his head up, stood the ball up, he picked Speed out. You just thought, how can he not score from there?
Well, he's put many away with his head, Gary Speed, not this time. I wonder if Newcastle will regret that as the game goes on. And they have an injury problem anyway, Newcastle. Mr. Robson was out there to signal that attention was required for Kieran Dyer.
Yeah, I think this stems from his run down the left-hand side where he went past a couple of players and Gerrard made the recovery tackle. And it's all
over for him, Mark.
Yeah, he's going to take no further part in the game, which is, again, another massive blow to Newcastle, just as they've got him back fit as well.
He had an operation earlier in the season, having made his mark at international level, and now it doesn't look good for Kieran Dyer. Shearer, Harman, Camera. Newcastle currently down to 10 men. Oh, Davidas has played it terribly short. Michael Owen against Stephen Harper, and there's going to be a second goal for Liverpool and Michael Owen. What a cool finish. But it was really presented to him, and a goal scorer of his quality is not going to turn down that kind of opportunity, and Nikos Davidas has to hold his head. They're congratulating Owen, but this was a goal really made out of defensive frailty. And it's been made as well with Newcastle down to 10 men, and Davidas tried to pass the ball back, sold it short, and look at this. Owen against the goalkeeper, only one winner. Newcastle 1, Liverpool 2. Well, Liverpool take the lead for the first time today, but Michael Owen, I said he was back in form in the first half, well, he's just underlined it now, just steers that one inside the post. Solano.
I'm just wondering really about Duncan Ferguson, the cup win against Tottenham the other night. Seems to have taken all the stamina out of him. He doesn't look as sharp today.
But here's Solano, and Ferguson's in the middle here. Russ is coming in far side. Oh, it's over the bar. The substitute, who's only been on a matter of minutes, had an opportunity there to make it 2-2.
Again, excellent work by Solano. Always gets his head up in this position. He picked glass out, and he was always stretching and reaching and never really made great contact with the ball glass.
Good delivery by the Peruvian, who I think be missing a bit in January. There's a tournament called the Gold Cup when he could be called away on international duty.
Second ball! Second ball!
Oh, another bad back pass, and this is Owen again. And Camera's in the middle this time, surely. Oh, and the far post ball found Danny Murphy, who could have made it 3-1. And Newcastle at the moment are their own worst enemies. It's moving so fast from end to end, but I think we have to say there that Murphy could have killed the game off.
Should have killed the game off. Again, Newcastle pressed the self-destruct button. Lee's header this time. He's looking to pick Barton out. Great pace awareness by Owen, stood the ball up. Murphy really just got to get some power on the ball away from the goalkeeper.
Glass up against Son. Newcastle throw. Well, that's the cross again, intended for Ferguson or Shearer. Didn't find either of them. This is Barton. And Ferguson closing in again! It's 2-2! Newcastle come back, and And Duncan Ferguson causes the Liverpool defence the kind of concern and confusion that Shearer did on the first goal. It's a cross here from Warren Barton, and as it goes in, Ferguson, did he divert that one, Mark?
Well, it's a carbon copy of the first goal. He certainly claimed it, as of course Alan Shearer will claim the first goal. I think there's more of a chance of a touch on that than Shearer's goal, certainly.
Yeah, that's Ferguson's goal for me, definitely. I think he diverted the ball. Stoney, with Glass on that side as well, speed. Hughes. Shearer to Gallagher. Barton. Gallagher again. Oh, look at Warren Barton, the space he found. Pulled it back. Oh, and it only needed someone coming in on that. But how did Liverpool let Barton get into that position, I wonder? Gerard Houllier will see this perhaps as, well, maybe 2 points lost in one sense because his team did lead. But all in all, it was some game, and the points are shared. The two managers keep their respective runs going. Newcastle still unbeaten at home under Bobby Robson, despite the 2 goals by Michael Owen, who's back with a vengeance. Shearer led the Newcastle charge, he and Ferguson, the central figures there. But in the end, the two teams provided excellent entertainment. There was not a single yellow card shown in the game, which is a compliment to the players and to the referee, Mr. Ellery. It ends at St James's Park. Newcastle 2, Liverpool 2.
The team today, I think probably the oldest player on the field was 26. It was Didi Hammam. So it's a young team. What I like about it is that they seem that they have some kind of fire and some kind of drive in their heart, and they want to succeed for the fans and for the shirt they're wearing. And at the same time, they're improving. They're working hard, and they're improving both. I would say from a football point of view, but also from a mental point of view, because sometimes you have to play under the pressure, and that was the case today. I think we did very well.
I'm enjoying my football, you know. It's been nice to have a good run in the team. Thankfully, I've been free of injuries and that, but the team's been doing well. The back line have been working hard together, and the goalkeeper's been outstanding. But it was a good effort today, particularly second half. We got a little bit pulled apart in the first half, but we got together in the second half and put in a good performance.
You know, there's a definite improvement in the team now, in the league position now. I think the Premier League has got so much stronger over the last few years, and to be competing in it now, you've got to be a very good side. And we're 5th in the league, and you know we've got high ambitions to try to get into the Champions League, and there's a general confidence around the place. I think you know it goes without saying if the defence are keeping clean sheets, then you know it gives you so much more confidence to go and attack and know that you're not going to concede one at the other end.
What's the long-term vision for Bobby Robson? I'm sure they're not going to let you go now.
I can't answer the question. I came here obviously to try to preserve Premiership status. I think we'll do that. We've come a long way. It is going to be reviewed at the end of the season. So I'm under no pressure. I will just let the board decide and let the board decide what they want to do. And it's up to them. They run the club. I just run the team. And there will be obviously some dialogue between the chairman and I at some stage in the near future. I don't want to, you know, make that premature right now. Let it hang on, and we'll see what develops.
I think he might get a new contract. It's just a question of whether he claims his pension as well. Super Maxtra.
Yeah, so I think it'd be sooner rather than later for Bobby Robson. I think the scoreline was about right. They've had a great week, Newcastle. You know, they hammered Spurs in the FA Cup replay. And then I think it's a reflection of the performance against Liverpool, how far they've come. They certainly won't be involved in relegation. And, you know, I think it's a case, can they have a good FA Cup run and push their way up in the league? Certainly, I don't think they're going to be looking over their shoulder at all.
Lots of good news as well for Liverpool. Continue their run, and Michael Owen looks back to his sharpest best, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think if you had hamstring trouble, you're always a bit wary psychologically about, you know, that little bit of zip. But I mean, I think today we saw moments where, you know, he's accelerated as of old, and he wasn't thinking about, well, is it going to go on me? And his pace was a key factor, which is such a key part of his game. And I think, you know, today just the goal. I mean, Camara's, you know, very quick himself, and he makes this opening goal really great spin and turn. Michael Owen, very intelligent, pulls away. I've got to say, Pistone, who's the covering defender, must get a tackle in with his right, and he then goes with his left. And Steve Harper did give him quite a good angle to score the goal. But, you know, Dabasas here heads it back, and it's only because of his acceleration that you overhit that one. Steve Harper probably would have done best to let it go out. And in the end, he spins and puts it back across, and it's Dabasas again who blocks it out. But, you know, he's always looking and sniffing, isn't he? I mean, in this situation, he's at the bottom of the picture. Dabasas, what's he going to do? I think he might pass this back. I mean, never gets anywhere near the goalkeeper. He doesn't think too much, does he? And just slots it in with his favoured right foot. And I think this, for me, was the key moment of the game. 2-1. You know, they're buzzing at the moment. Liverpool. Rob Lee knocks that one back. We say this is Michael's weaker side. It's good to see him actually go down his left. Quick look, who's in there? And Danny Murphy, well, you know, you and I, heading was bad, but I think even without a chance there, that would have been 3-1, and I'm not sure Newcastle would have come back from that.
Totally contrasting forward lines there today. You've got the diminutive Owen and then Fowler coming on to join him against the aerial threat of Newcastle.
Yeah, well, they're a handful now, Newcastle, if you look in the air. I mean, Dabasas comes up for set pieces, but it's the trio really of Ferguson, Shearer and Gary Speed now playing in the centre. Those three really do, you know, are all capable of leaping above anyone. This is the goal, Gary Speed checks, it looks as if he's going to check back out. It's the trio together, and it enables Alan Shearer just to get in front of Jamie Carragher. It clears Haman at the near post. Does he get a faint touch, Gary? I mean, you know, you're a striker, you'd have claimed it, wouldn't he? Yeah, okay. And then Solano did really well down the right-hand side. Gary Speed, you see, pulling back out. He should have scored there. But, I mean, he is so strong in the air, no wonder he, you know, puts his face in his hands. Then again, Alan Shearer, you know, wins this little flicker on Solano. Does he knock it just over to Duncan Ferguson? No, he goes long. Stephen Glass, the substitute, if it just could have kept his head down, again, that would have been in the back of the net. This, you know, I've got to say, Westerveld, look, he's just on the 6-yard box as the cross is coming over. Duncan Ferguson on the edge of the penalty area. He's going to actually head it on the penalty spot. He comes and goes twice, and he's actually going back then as Duncan Ferguson. Again, a slightly stronger touch perhaps than Alan Shearer, but I've got to say Westerveld, I think, had to come for that. It was in a good starting position, then didn't decide to come. And so one or two instances perhaps where Liverpool's vulnerability at crosses just popped up, but they've been very solid, having a good run and on the up.
Good game though, wasn't it?
Excellent.
Now, despite only being in mid-table, Everton remain unbeaten at home in the league this season. Mind you, they've drawn their last 4. Today's visitors were Goodison were high-flying Sunderland. It was Everton's first game since the £20 million Christmas takeover by Bill Kenwright that ended the long-running Peter Johnson saga. They welcomed back Richard Gough after injury. For Sunderland, Premiership top scorer Kevin Phillips was missing with an ankle injury, but Niall Quinn was past fit. New recruit Kevin Kilbane made his first appearance for the club. Our man on Merseyside was Gerald Sinstadt.
Jeffers the wrong side of his man. Oh, what a beautiful goal! Hutchison, first time, low, keeper's left, 1-0, super goal. Butler was underneath that, Collins couldn't take it, and Gray has it for Sunderland. Quinn coming in on it. Well collected by Gerrard. Great repertoire of headers. Niall Quinn. Glancing headers, thundering headers, deflected headers. And his little touch. Jeffers could profit from this. Sorensen didn't get to it. Oh dear. A chance absolutely cast away. Gough has headed it straight back into Sunderland territory. The free kick has been given for handball and has been taken from the wrong place, so we will now come back. Oof! That's 2-0, and that's Hutchison again. Well, what a goal. Defensive header, going nowhere, except back into the Sunderland net. Bowles header, first time, 2-0. 25 minutes gone, and this really is Everton at their best. Cambridge. Hutchison has found some room for himself. Skipper is having an inspirational afternoon. Campbell shielding, and now they've got Jeffers in. Jeffers looking for a chance to shoot, and I don't think he ever really believed it was there. Glanced up, couldn't see a gap, shuffled, tried a half-hearted one. Peter Reid, watching what has been until now a very successful side. And it could get worse here, it has! This time Jeffers has got it right, and Sunderland are on the rocks. Jeffers played through, and once again the central defensive pair couldn't cope. And with just over an hour of the game gone, Everton remain in command, and Campbell could make it 4. Sorensen with his leg, pressure still on from Jeffers, and it is now 4. Cambridge has got the 4. Campbell came close to it. It came back out to Jeffers. And Jeffers played a very smart ball in. Cambridge took full advantage. It was well done. Quite done. And that's well done too. And this is Barmby away. Good save by Sorensen, but it really, from the deflection, could have gone anywhere. It denied Barmby. Well, after this, Sunderland have got Manchester United to look forward to. A happy Christmas programme. One-man raid. Support is arriving. Campbell in the middle and calling. And absolutely unmarked is... Oh! Well, I thought that was number 5 from Nick Barmby. It looked destined for goal. Even Nick can see the humorous side of it and can afford to grin at 4-0 up. Chasing shadows again. Oh, beautifully done by Campbell. Great goal. That's magnificent. Wonderful turn, and from there on there was only one conclusion. 5-0. Kevin Campbell adds his name to the scorebook on a magnificent afternoon for Everton Football Club. Just watch the turn here now as Hutchison plays it in. Beautifully done. Onto the left foot, and bingo. We are into time added on, and there's not going to be any more. It has been a great day, a memorable day in the history of Everton Football Club. Bill Kenwright, in the last couple of days, has seen his bid to take over the club confirmed. Still the technicalities to be gone through, but he won't be worrying about that, having seen his team demolish Sunderland by 5 goals to 0.
It's just too extraordinary to even try to put into words. Someone said to me today, was it a boyhood dream? And I thought, well, no, a boyhood dream was to be able to afford a season ticket, not to get involved in the major shareholding of the club. So it's much, much bigger than a dream. It's fantasy island time, but it's a great feeling, yeah.
After just over a year of uncertainty in terms of ownership of the club, it's now settled, and I think that in any business that would indicate an upward turn. So hopefully, in our case, we can see Everton now being in the top half of the league. You can see us staying there.
You've had some good news about your manager today too.
Yeah, Walt has extended his contract by another 2 years, which the chairman and I have been working on for the last few weeks, and he's been a wonderful bonus to this club over the last 18 months. A very down-to-earth, straightforward, gifted man, and it was very important to me to know that his future was secure with us.
Well, plenty to shout about for Everton fans today, Trevor, but I think above all, the stability is the important thing.
Yes, I mean, Walter Smith's done an excellent job when you think that last year of uncertainty. I mean, the second half of last season, you've got to say they were struggling to score goals, and they got Kevin Campbell, young Francis Jeff has emerged. That duo, I think, helps keep them up. This season, a revitalised Nick Barmby's playing well, and two Scotsmen in particular, I think, have caught the eye. Richard Gough, the defensive experienced man, has been an absolute rock at the back, and I think Don Hutchinson has emerged as a real playmaker and, of course, a goal scorer today. So, it's looking very good, I think, for Everton.
Could have had more today, couldn't they?
Excellent, yeah.
Right, our next match features another of the title contenders, Arsenal and their trip to Coventry. The Sky Blues' new signing, Swedish international fullback Thomas Gustafsson, was on the bench. Martin Keown was back for Arsenal after missing the last 4 league games. He was reunited with Tony Adams, who missed last week's draw with Wimbledon. Observing this later kick-off was Ron Jones.
McAllister leading this one for Paul Williams. Petit with a header away. Ball is still in play. Thierry Henry, now Kanu with a chance to break. And a chance for Arsenal. Well, it was a good save by Hedman with his legs. But that really was a great opportunity. The first real chance of the game. And a great break by Arsenal. Now McAllister. A little bit of room for him. Well, it's there, it's a deflection, but Gary McAllister is 100th Premiership game for Coventry City, and he celebrates with a goal. Well, it opened up for him nicely. Here's the shot, a clear deflection, and David Seaman left absolutely stranded. Kanu, great bit of play. Now then. Can he finish, I wonder? Oh, well, it was a lovely ball across the edge of the 6-yard box. Fredrik Ljungberg was arriving at just the right time. But look at this run by Kanu on the right-hand side after receiving from Henry. And Ljungberg was only a yard or so away from it. But probably the best Arsenal move of the first half. Robbie Keane. McAllister, as always, in support. He's had a great game, Gary McAllister. Oh, what a great effort, what a goal! Oh, Haji! What a goal that was by Mustafa Haji! What a pass that was from McAllister. And Haji's control was instant, and a lovely curling shot. Seaman no chance. 2-0 Coventry. Kanu. Henry, Kanu again. No one outside him now, but Henry with a chance. Oh, great save! Great save by Magnus Hedman from Thierry Henry, looking for his 5th goal in 5 games. He just tried to curl it and place it into the bottom corner, but a great save by Magnus Hedman. McAllister is out wide on the left. Roussel. Oh, and it... Oh! Well, it was a magnificent move. McAllister, in fact, was a complete decoy on the left-hand side. And then Schifo was just inches away from turning it in. Now Petit. Now this is a chance for Overmars. It's Ljungberg. Ljungberg still there, and this time he's tucked it away. So a goal it is for Fredrik Ljungberg at the second attempt. After a real scramble, tucks it away. It all started with Petit's ball dinked in there, Kanu's header, Overmars, and then Ljungberg's first effort was blocked. But Fredrik Ljungberg tucks it into the corner, and Arsenal have given themselves just a little chance of getting back into this one. Carlton Palmer with a header. Robbie Keane. Oh, is it there? It is! Robbie Keane, what a marvellous goal that was! Oh, that was sheer brilliance from the young 19-year-old. That really was high class. It was pace first of all, a lovely little darting run in behind the defence. Williams was with the free kick, Carlton Palmer won the header, then Roussel, and look at that clever little flick, and Seaman at full stretch couldn't reach it. Carlton Palmer to McAllister. Now can we have a good finish to this one? Noel Whelan. Now he's got pace. First chance to run at the Arsenal defence. Oh, he's done well. Is this going to be it? Oh, I thought for a moment it was going to be a fourth Coventry goal. And, well, fresh legs tells the whole story here. But what a good run it was by Whelan. All it lacked was the finish. It would have been a magnificent goal by Noel Whelan. It's been a hard, tough game, especially for the midfielders, but not all over yet either. Lovely play by Suker. Oh, what a magnificent goal by Davor Suker. That was sheer class by the Croatian international. Beautifully played. And could we have a dramatic finish yet? Now, what Suker? Was he offside? Marginal decision. He was probably just onside when he started his run. But that was a class finish by any standards. Davor Suker.
Gordon, a fantastic evening.
Was it evening or day we've started? It seems like a long day. Yeah, they've done very well, and that was as good a performance since I've come to the club, and attacking wise that I've seen here.
I was going to say, terrific goals scored by your team today against, the legendary back four.
Yes, and I'm one of the greatest admirers because I've been there, bumped into every one of them, many occasions, and argued with every one of them, but I've got the greatest respect for them. But I think that's as many chances I've seen created against that Arsenal back four.
An attractive game, but we lost it. I believe that we're always running behind the score and trying to score goals, and opened up too much, maybe a little bit, because our worry was to score goals, and didn't defend well enough.
Terrific game, Trevor. I mean, Coventry are looking a good side, aren't they, especially going forward?
They're one of those sides, I think, now, on their day, they can beat anyone. I mean, you've got Haji and Cheapo, great skill. Robbie Keane, who's been outstanding in midfield. Palmer and McAllister, a lot of experience there. Roussel's arrived, the Belgian striker. Whelan on the bench coming on and doing a little drag back and could have scored himself. So they've got a lot of goal scoring potential in a lot of positions, and a very exciting game. I mean, it was great to watch.
Okay, thanks. Right, let's see how table-topping Leeds United got on today. They were at home to Leicester. David Batty was once again missing with a calf problem. Michael Bridges and Jonathan Woodgate both passed fitness tests. Neil Lennon was missing for Leicester with a hamstring problem, and the same injury ruled out Andy Impey. Record signing Darren Eadie made his second Premiership start. The commentator at Ellen Road was Mark Pugach.
A flurry of early corners for Leeds, but failed to take from both sides. Kuhl off the crossbar, and then Huckabee can't stab it in from a couple of yards. Then the shot from Hart is blocked. Boyer headed away. Leicester defending manfully, and they needed a little bit of luck as well. Boyer and Oakes battling for it. Leeds come up with it. Kelly, Heskey can see what he's trying to do, but there was enough angle to work with for Gary Kelly. Then Nigel Martin, rather unnecessarily, playing his fullback into some trouble. And then Kelly's clearance in the end will fall for Izzet. Here's Oakes with a good-looking cross over the head of Heskey, but headed into the corner of the net by Tony Cottee. And with their first meaningful attack, Leicester take the lead. Backer. Kelly's providing the width. And both Kuhl and Taggart missed it, and then it's fallen for Kuhl nicely. And then the dummy, and the shot in off the post from Michael Bridges. The dummy was from Boyer, And Michael Bridges scores his 13th goal of the season. First Leicester corner of the match, taken by Oakes. Elliott was up there, headed away by Woodgate. Now Muzzy, is it? Onside is Sinclair, his first touch is poor. Well, that was a genuine chance for Leicester. Sinclair's touch let him down. Oakes finds Sinclair. A slip by Rodaby at an inopportune moment. And then Crotty's pass just came up short. Bridges shapes to go one way, then the other. Clever play from Michael Bridges with Boyer screaming for it on the right-hand side. This is Lee Boyer! Magnificent goal for Leeds! His 8th of the season, and just before half-time, Leeds take the lead. Well, created by Michael Bridges, but look at the quality of the finish from Lee Boyer. Mark allows it to run for Kuehl. These players wanting to stay on side. The cross comes in towards Boyer's volley, and it's saved by Afeksad, and couldn't quite be turned in by Baka. It's certainly a question for Leeds of Baka, Boyer and McPhail anchoring the centre of midfield, and Kuehl given licence to roam all the way along the back line. Leeds threatening once again. There's Boyer! Arriving late is becoming his speciality. And the chance are Boyer for England. As he plays it forward for Huckabee, might take this first time inside Sinclair. Leeds' 8th corner of the match. Away by Heskey! Well, it must have just skimmed off his head, because in the end a firm header came in, and it was brilliantly tipped over by Peggy Afeksad. Kuehl away from Oakes. 3 on 3. To his left, Bridges. To his right, Huckabee. Kuehl goes alone. Now this is Michael Bridges. This could be 3-1. Sinclair and Savage. Huckabee. Boyer screaming for it. Huckabee tries to barrel his way through. Bridges in the end with the shot, and it's almost incessant Leeds attacking at the moment. Rodaby. Well played, because it seemed for a second as if he could be in some degree of trouble there. Hart. The flag stays down, and the flying header is well saved by Afeksad. Harry Kuehl it was, arriving late, and Afeksad managing to keep it out. Kuehl lurking by the D, and 4 Leeds players in the penalty area, and it's Hart who takes it. Peggy Afeksad has kept goal very well for Leicester in this second half. Zagorakis to Oakes. Now, can he get a quality cross in? He can! Heskey! No power behind the header at all. Boyer. Kuehl, a great chance to make it 3-1. Well, he went down very, very dramatically, and the referee was not in the slightest bit interested.
We played very well today, and should have won by more. Their keeper played superbly well, but our football was good, and long may it continue.
You know what it's like as a player to win the championship. Leeds capable of doing that this season with their team?
Without a doubt, absolutely no doubt about that at all. They're flying high, confidence is great, they've got some talented players in the side, and listen, you can't be up there halfway through the season in that position there without being a good side.
So Leeds go marching on, but what of their nearest challengers? Well, Manchester United went into their final home fixture of 1999, defending an unbeaten record at Old Trafford that spans 28 matches. This afternoon they entertained Bradford, David Beckham was missing with a hamstring injury. Quinton Fortune came in for his full league debut. Ryan Giggs was ruled out with flu, but Mark Bosnich was back in goal after hamstring trouble. Dean Windass took his place in the Bradford lineup after recovering from an ankle injury. Neil Redfern was back after serving a one-match ban. Rob McLean saw this one.
Andy Myers and Lee Sharp. Back on his old patch, played here for 8 years. It's a good ball in, and the shot goes wide from Lee Mills. So an early opportunity for Bradford, and it was the Old Trafford old boy who set it up. The pass back is short, in goes Ollie Solskjaer. That's good goalkeeping by Clark, but he's under pressure here still. This was the back pass which could have had serious repercussions for Bradford City, and what a lucky goalkeeper Matt Clark is to get away with that one. Forward venture for Dean Windass, having a look at what's on. Back in for Mills, and that's a good effort, and just wide from Neil Redfern. That's the best we've seen so far from Bradford. Everybody behind it for Bradford. It's Yapstam into the wall. Second chance, and surely this time, but it won't count. The offside flag up as the ball ricocheted. Venture for Dean Windass, having a look at what's on. Back in for Mills, and that's a good effort, and just wide from Neil Redfern. That's the best we've seen so far from Bradford. Everybody behind it for Bradford. It's Yapstam into the wall. Second chance, and surely this time, but it won't count. The offside flag up as the ball ricocheted around the 6-yard box, and Manchester United thought they had the breakthrough here. It's Fortune, and it's so close to his first Manchester United goal. On his first start, that was inches away from breaking the deadlock. Off the left, in the step, it was curling, it was dipping. Matt Clark was well beaten. The crossbar was in the way. But to Philip Neville. It's a packed penalty box. Up went Paul Scholes, he went up with his arm for it. Scholes again, Sheringham, Clark, Sheringham. A glorious scramble, and finally thumped clear by Lee Sharp. Lofted in by Neville. Clark lost it. There were chances popping up for Scholes and Sheringham, and then finally Bradford got it away. Lee Sharp getting to change out of Gary Neville. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer through for Nicky Butt. They're queuing up for the cutback. It's Sheringham. Roy Keane tries again for United. York and Keane, and just wide. This was a 1-2 with York, and the curling shot which just wouldn't curl enough. Keane was a sub to York, but already well muddied. Yapstam shot! It was exceptionally well struck. Matt Clark got a touch. Nicky Butt picking his way through. It's Solskjaer, and it's there! Forcing play from Butt. Solskjaer in the wide position, and turned into the back of the net. Quinton Fortune may well claim the goal. Misjudged.
And Dwight York is in. It's York! And it's 2! 11 minutes from time. Sounds of relief as much as delight around Old Trafford. The points are now secure. Solskjaer over the top and onside for Andy Cole. Can Manchester United make it 3? It's Cole. And there goes number 3. And the double substitution pays dividends for Manchester United. Alex Ferguson introduced York and Cole, and now both have scored. Here comes Roy Keane. And that's number 4. Bradford torn apart in the final quarter of an hour. And the Manchester United supporters now exultant. And the Roy Keane scoring streak continues. It's 6 goals in 10 games for the United captain.
How frightening is it for an opposing manager to look across and see York and Cole coming on together?
It's not nice, but I wouldn't say it's frightening. I think that's why we're here. That's why we worked ever so hard last year, to be able to come to the likes of this place and try and compete with Man United. And we competed for 75 minutes or whatever it was, and the difference in quality is shown when those two come on, I think.
I was confident we can be anyone with the team we've got, but today we've found it very difficult, although I thought we played well. You have to admire that the work ethic of Bradford and the system set out was to stop us playing, really. And you've got to admire that. But I think we deserved the result.
A good reaction here, and I imagine a good reaction in Cape Town as well.
I believe so, because a lot of people in Cape Town, not just in Cape Town, but all over Africa, support United. So I hope I made a lot of people's day. So definitely made my day. So I'm happy.
It was made difficult by Bradford's industry. It was also made difficult by the pitch, wasn't it?
Yeah, we found the pitch difficult. We didn't find it insurmountable. We played some marvellous stuff at times, but it's a bit puddingy, and hopefully we can get it better for the Arsenal game.
Yeah, it's strange they've got a bad pitch, but it's a nice luxury to have. In the 66th minute you can bring on Cole and York to turn the game for you.
Well, they've got, such invention throughout the team, and also without Giggs, left-sided player Blomqvist is out. It's good to see somebody like Quinton Fortune coming through, but throughout the team, Solskjaer stayed on, and Cole and York. In the end, it was just a wave after wave of attack. You wondered whether they were going to hang on, Bradford, but then in the end, 4-0 tells its own tale. But Manchester United, for me, still the team everyone has to beat.
Yeah, the top 4, of course, meet on Tuesday. Sunderland play United, Arsenal play against Leeds. Particularly important, I think, perhaps for Arsenal after that bad result.
Well, Leeds and Manchester United had a great day, and Sunderland now and Arsenal have the opportunity, both at home, to try and reverse it. And I think for both those sides, they're games they have to win, and then it's not so bad. But Manchester United and Leeds now, if they suddenly go and get a result there. Certainly Leeds, I was very impressed when they defended very well against Chelsea last week when I saw them. So Arsenal are going to have a tough game there, and Leeds have got nothing to lose.
OK, thanks, Trevor. And over the next few weeks, we'll be seeing a bit more of Manchester United. And the World Club Championship gets underway on the 5th of January. It's all on BBC Choice, Radio 5 Live, and of course, BBC One. Right, back to the Carling Premiership, and a side desperately in need of a Boxing Day boost. Sheffield Wednesday, with only 6 points from 17 games, have made the worst ever start by a Premiership club. Today, they were out to improve that position against Middlesbrough. Wednesday manager Danny Wilson, who saw Brazilian defender Emerson Tome move to Chelsea in midweek, was also denied the services of Peter Rudy and Lee Briscoe because of injury. Young Irish left-winger Mark McKeever was given his first start of the season. Middlesbrough's 17-year-old Argentinian forward Carlos Marinelli, signed from Boca Juniors earlier this season, was on the bench, waiting for his first taste of Premiership action. Ian Gwyn Hughes was at Hillsborough.
Hinchcliffe with the free kick. Fleming's clearance, opportunities presented by some awful defending to Wednesday, and it's over. Well, Nicholas Alexanderson was presented with an unexpected opportunity there by some awful Middlesbrough defending. Armstrong. Stockdale screaming for the ball. Stockdale! Well, he beat the goalkeeper. It just dragged the shot wide
of Cernicek's right-hand post, but it was worth the effort. Alexanderson, has he the pace, has he the cross? Acrobatically headed away. But look at the space. Booth is in the middle. It's towards Booth with a header, saved by Schwarzer and away for a corner. Booth, powerful header, saved by Schwarzer and away by Steve Vickers. Walker, McKeever, Hinchcliffe to the builder. The builder did really well, gets a second chance to cross it in low this time. Oh! It just needed a touch, and it was Andy Booth again. Danger is far from over though, headed up in the air and away by Fester. Gilles the builder was the creator, and Andy Booth denied with his head by Schwarzer this time. It just needed to grow a couple of inches and Wednesday would have been ahead. As it is, they have another corner. Oh, it's a free header. And it was Danny Sunner. And it was wide. McKeever on this left-hand side, shrugging off Stockdale. And off Stockdale for another corner. McKeever showing plenty of determination. Headed away only as far as Alexanderson. And to tease Curtis Fleming, and it's there! It's the captain, Peter Atherton, and really it had to come. They've been threatening to score. Well, again it was Alexanderson on that right-hand side, and this time Wednesday make no mistake. Booth's touch was looking towards the build-up, but again it's McKeever showing plenty of promise down this left-hand side again. Alexanderson, the touch, needed a firmer touch really. Took up a fantastic position, well found. Maybe he was trying to place the header past Schwarzer. A more positive touch, and Wednesday could have been truer, and maybe should have been. Fleming. Marinelli, Janino tries to curl it round Cernicek, good save by the goalkeeper. Very positive and bright start to the second half from Middlesbrough. Madison. Cernicek comes, Janino, and it's wide. Well, that was a great chance really. It was Neil Madison just hooking that ball in. Cernicek comes, flaps at it really, and Janino, you would have expected better, at least to be on target. It's with the builder, might curl it, decides to go wide, tries to pull it back and go near post, and it's saved by Schwarzer. And initially I thought maybe Vignon could have gone himself for the shot. The angle was tight for the builder, took on Vickers. Young, McKeever outside on the left, support for him as well. Booth's in the middle, save parried by Schwarzer. Chance though for the second, oh it's missed. The builder. Now the chances are coming, and Wednesday are missing them.
It's always nice to score, but first and foremost today was the 3 points, and you know that was vital from our point of view. And whether I score or not, it's important, especially keeping a clean sheet as well. That's something we've not done for a long time. So the all-round performance was very pleasing.
I thought first half they were the far better team. I thought the second half I thought we drove at the game, and I thought we were a bit unfortunate not to get an equaliser. But credit to them, they worked hard first half, caused us a few problems, and we're a bit disappointed because we thought we deserved something out of the game, especially on the second half performance.
I thought we counter-attacked very well at times, and maybe could have put the result a bit more emphatic. I thought first half as well we created some good chances, but didn't really capitalise on them. And at 1-0, you're always on your nerves, your nerves edge, and I think that I was delighted when the final whistle came. It was a big relief for us.
Certainly was. Now let's check out another of the Premiership's bottom three, Derby County, who faced Aston Villa. Derby without top scorer Rory Delap, who was serving a one-match suspension. Striker Branko Strupar, a £3 million signing from Belgium, made his full debut. Georgie Kinkladze was out with flu. Villa were also missing their top scorer following Dion Dublin's serious neck injury. Julian Joachim and Benito Carboni spearheaded the Villa attack. Commentary from Pride Park comes from Andrew James.
That's a long ball forward, and it's picked out Johnson. Johnson's cross in is well taken on the 6-yard line by James, but the first signs of danger there from Derby. James got down to it well, but Johnson's target was the new signing Strupar, and the ball wasn't too far away. And this is Dorigo. Dorigo's ball in is a good one. Burton for Strupar. Strupar looking to get Johnson in. Johnson back for Powell, who drives it, and just wide by Darryl Powell. Merson will take this corner long, no doubt looking for one or two of the big guys that are up there. Taylor's in there, so too is Ehiog, and Southgate's on the line. It's Taylor who drives it, and it's just wide of the post. Poom couldn't connect, but Powell on the post, happy to see it go to safety, but it wasn't too far away from Ian Taylor. It's aimed towards Joachim. Pryor jumps with him. Now here's Joachim on the edge, could line up Merson, but goes himself. Joachim still looking for the shot, drives one in, and it hits the foot of the post for Carbone. Now it's for Wright. Poom saves superbly, and still Aston Villa can't get the shot in, and Derby clear their lines. But that was a real let-off for Derby. Poom made the save, but that was a super chance for Aston Villa to take the lead. The woodwork keeping them out. Schnorr. Seth Johnson. Johnson for Larson. Larson delayed and allowed Taylor to get in a block, and now it's Joachim. 3 against 1. The 3 being the Derby defence, but Joachim now has support. He has support from Carbone, but Joachim's going all the way, sends in his shot, and again Poom turns it wide of the post from Julian Joachim. This is Merson. Larson. Danger here for Derby. Johnson back to cover and finds Schnorr. And Powell is now on the chance of a break. Looking for Strupar. This is Burley. Good first touch from Burley. Sets Bohinen away. Bohinen looking for Strupar over the top. Strupar battling with Southgate. Strupar gets there first. Back for Bohinen to drive one. And just over the bar from Lars Bohinen. Vassell breaking through for Villa now. The substitute Vassell finds the shot coming in from Boateng, and it's George Boateng who scored for Aston Villa. Boateng's first goal of the season in the Premiership, and it was really on the cards. Villa have been pressing through the centre of midfield. Derby simply haven't been cutting them down, and when Vassell, the substitute, released Boateng down the left, it was Boateng who ran on, accepted responsibility, and planted his left foot shot past Poom. Villa lead 1-0. I'd like to pay his phone bill at the end of the 28-day touchline ban that he's incurred, but he'll be back in the dugout after the FA Cup tie with Southampton. This is Vassell. This is Steve Stone. Stone looking to break and send Vassell in. It's a good ball from Stone. Vassell breaking down the left. Joachim is the only man forward. Villa content just to hold their time here. Stone's now making a run goalwards. This is Vassell's cross, and Taylor's header is a second goal for Aston Villa. Aston Villa lead it by 2-0. It was like statues for a moment, and the Derby County defence fell for it as the substitute Vassell played the ball in. suddenly a lunge from Ian Taylor, his second goal in a week, and Aston Villa in control by 2-0. This is Struve Park. Stone brings the ball away now for Villa. It was his initial pass that set Vassell going down the left, and here is Vassell again. This is Wright. Vassell, an impressive display from the substitute. And Vassell just over the bar with a shot himself. It was a great effort from the young substitute, who's had a hand in both goals, setting up the first for Boateng, and then setting up the second for Taylor.
We got to grips with it a lot better in the second half, and we certainly took the game to Derby, and Boateng scored an exceptional goal, and then Ian Taylor coming up with the second one. I was pleased with those two. They've ploughed a few miles over the last few weeks, them two. They get around the pitch exceptionally well, and today they've both found a little bit extra to get in the opponent's box as well, and end up scoring a goal. They deserve that really for their performances over the last 3 or 4 games.
We're a bit unlucky that Tony Dirigo had to go off with flu, and but at the end of the day, we defended on the 2 goals very badly. Really, they got 2 goals that were cheap goals, really, and we stretched a little bit. We went 3 up front to try and be positive about it, but we got caught on the counter-attack.
What's going to cost you more, these FA Premier League fines or your mobile phone bill come the end of this ban?
Well, the chairman pays the mobile phone bill. I wish he'd paid my fine.
So you're still with us then? Right, that's 7 down, 3 matches to go, all of which kicked off at noon yesterday. Tottenham, after their ignominious cup defeat at Newcastle, were at home to struggling Watford. Tottenham's only absentee was Luke Young with a hamstring injury. Graham Taylor gave a first Premiership start to young midfielder David Perpetuini, who played in place of Charlie Miller. Another product of the club's youth system, Tommy Smith got his chance to impress up front alongside Michel Ngonge. John Champion was at White Hart Lane.
Robinson has been penalised, and the free kick has been quickly taken by Sherwood to Carr, and Tottenham have 3 men, including Nielsen. All of them were waiting to attack the cross, and Nielsen should really have scored. Ginola. There's Sol Campbell. That was another very presentable opportunity, spurned by the Spurs skipper. Picked off the outstretched leg of Ginola, but still found its intended target. Neil Cox. It's opening up a little for Neil Cox, although I prefer it on his right. By a comfortable margin, that's as close as Watford have come. Ginola. Well, Tarico there to act as a decoy if he needs him. For all the 3 Watford players to get past. It's still Ginola. Spilt by Chamberlain, who did well to regather. Now Ginola. Buzz of anticipation, but he's opted for help this time from Everson on a temporary basis. Ginola at his most menacing, and it is opening up for him. And Ginola! Typical of the man. Always at his best in home games, and having been criticised for recent performances, what an emphatic response. The first time that Ginola has scored a Premiership goal this season for George Graham, it's been noted. Short from Sherwood to Nielsen. Watford still regrouping in the middle. There's Armstrong. Carr. Armstrong. And into Everson. Embarrassingly simple for Tottenham. Watford's defending was embarrassingly awful. A case of resolution, but also of concern. Again, Chamberlain's goal kick, providing a launching pad for Spurs. And this man, Ginola! who on today's form is capable of just about anything. Sherwood. A bit unlucky bounce, and here's Armstrong. But almost back to Sherwood again. Armstrong! Foley. Dexterous turn, a good ball to Goodmanson. Nor was it a bad shot by the Icelandic international. Ginola wants it, only Armstrong in the box. Clements is arriving. Here's Everson, and now Sherwood. Denied a goal against his former club by the agility of Alec Chamberlain. Everson and Sherwood, denied by Page. Armstrong, Page again, and now Tarico for Tottenham. Ginola. Not be much fun for Watford to clear the initial and the secondary threat, then find Ginola coming at them again. And there's Sherwood! And now it is 3-0. The former Watford player compounding modern-day Watford's misery. And Ginola again stamping his mark on this Boxing Day fixture. In by Ginola. There's Armstrong! Beating the turf in frustration, because on a day such as this he would expect to get on the score sheet. And the boos around the ground are for the substitution being made by Tottenham, and David Ginola, undoubtedly the star of the afternoon so far, is being hauled off yet again by George Graham, and to a man White Hart Lane's crowd is rising to him. Clements and Sherwood, his second and Tottenham's fourth. Clements with the pinpoint corner, and no meaningful challenge on Tim Sherwood. Watford have now conceded 30 goals in their last 10 games. And Clements' last corner from this side created a goal. And as far as Tarico, who's tried the chip and has brought a good tumbling save from a goalkeeper who's been far too busy this afternoon.
What about particular facets of today that pleased you then, George?
Yeah, David back to his best, David Ginola, making a couple of goals, also scoring a great goal and could have scored more. We've got to get him, you know, he's like a little jewel, and we've got to use him the best we can. I mean, I was a bit disappointed today with the fans booing when I took him off, because, you know, we've got a game in a few days' time again against Villa, so we've got to protect David and use him wisely.
Your manager, George Graham, has been in to see us, and he says, David Ginola, he is my little jewel. Nice words?
Yeah, that's nice. That's nice, but, well, I appreciate as well. When you have compliments for your manager, it's always very nice. But even if I don't have compliments, I will play the same way, and I will give the same. I will have the same attitude on the pitch anyway.
You wonder about that relationship, don't you? But one thing's for sure, a fantastic performance from Ginola today.
Well, it's just fantastic. His skill's brilliant. I mean, well, our man Alan's away, isn't he? I suppose we can indulge ourselves and see one or two little bits, because he wouldn't be in his team, would he? But I mean, you know, when he is on song, I mean, he is virtually unstoppable, because he can go in both ways. I mean, these particular clips, he goes on his right foot, but, you know, running at defenders, once he's in the penalty area, I mean, they say shove him inside, but I mean, look, they knock into each other and they're picking themselves up and see the ball go in the back of the net. He only needs a yard, really. You don't have to beat defenders. That's the great example here. When we come inside, he just gives himself a little shooting angle, and he's going for that far post. Alec Chamberlain wouldn't have got there, and it just went past that post. But I mean, it's a wonderful cross of the ball. This, for me, was the bit of skill of the match, because here, look, he's so many players ahead of him. Look at the quick change of feet here that just wrong fits the two of them. And again, only a yard, and perfect pinpoint cross. Tim Sherwood says thanks very much, and puts the header away. He got a great ovation here, and everyone says, you know, is there that relationship? And right, he might not on occasions be George's cup of tea, but you've got to have somebody to replace him. And wherever you look in the club at the moment, there isn't anyone with the individual skills. So it's okay saying, well, you know, he's not consistent, he doesn't do it for 90 minutes, but you know, there are many other players, you know, at the moment who are not pulling their weight, shall we say, in the big game. So I think, you know, David's there for a little while until you get somebody to replace him, and long may it be.
Looks bleak for Watford, though, doesn't it?
I mean, they're probably in the worst form of any of the Premiership sides. They're conceding, what was it, 30 goals in 10 games. You fear for them, and you just hope they can turn it around, but the confidence is draining visibly.
Okay. Now, Southampton have gradually slipped down the table and are only a couple of points above the relegation zone. They were hoping to hold that slide against Chelsea. Saints keeper Paul Jones was past fit to play along with defenders Klaus Lundekvam and Dean Richards. Mark Hughes returned from a back injury, albeit on the bench, but Matt Le Tissier did start. Chelsea fielded the first all-foreign lineup in Premiership history. Graham Lasso was injured while Dennis Wise and Chris Sutton were hit by flu. New signing Emerson Tome replaced the injured Marcel Desailly in defence. Describing the action from the Dell was Tony Gubber.
Pahars. Oh, it looked as if he'd got away from Leboeuf. The Frenchman brought him down. His disciplinary record is poor. Sent off twice this season. 5 times in his Chelsea career, and this looks like a caution for Leboeuf. And if it is, it will be his 8th booking of the season. Well, he's a figure who may soon be lost to the Premiership if rumours from Stamford Bridge are true. De Hoy has come for it and claimed it well. Well, he was just outside his area when he kicked that. De Hoy was so busy looking forward to see if he could release an early ball that he must have lost track of where his feet were, and he wandered outside the penalty area, and the crowd immediately spotted it, and so too did Paul Alcock. There are 2 Southampton players in that Chelsea wall as well. 3 now. Cash Lul has arrived. There's a dispute about who should be where, but Le Tissier. Oh, woodwork! Does anybody deserve a goal more than Matthew Le Tissier? He's waited patiently on the substitutes bench for several weeks, but he started today to a big cheer from the home support, and that looked a goal bound. Dodd. This is Beattie. Stolen by Ambrosetti. Deschamps. De Matteo. Poyet. This looks dangerous. Here's Flo. He's got sight of goal. Chelsea did that very well. They've been forced back on the defensive for most of the first 20 minutes of this match. But from the moment that ball reached Poyet, it looked dangerous. Flo was just waiting his time patiently on the right. The Uruguayan releasing the Norwegian, who had time and space to touch it once and control it and take a good long look before putting Chelsea 1 up. This is Babayaru. Here's Ambrosetti. Some of these Chelsea players enjoying a lot of space in midfield. Here's Flo. There's no offside against Flo. It's a cheeky little chip by Tor-Andre Flo. Southampton look across questioningly for an offside flag which didn't go up, and Chelsea have scored their second goal right on the stroke of half-time. Tor-Andre Flo is the first Chelsea player this season to move into double figures. A nonchalant little lift of the ball over Paul Jones to record his 10th goal of the season. Ambrosetti, nicely with the outside of the boot to Flo. Oh, he's hit the post. The thickness of the woodwork denying Tor-Andre Flo his hat-trick. Matthew Le Tissier waiting patiently, hands on hips. Le Tissier just chipping it in. Benali was unmarked. Oh! Blocked. Pahars. Here's Le Tissier. Chelsea had enough bodies. Le Tissier just chipping to Benali, who was completely unmarked. De Hoy palming it out.
and it was Saltvet who was unable to turn it in at the far post. Beaumont was being held back. Free kick. Letitia will take the free kick. There are 10 minutes left. Davis! Still loose, Davis! And the change by Southampton brings an instant result. They push Davis up the middle and pull Pajas out because he's injured. And Kevin Davis responds by getting a goal back for Southampton. And now with 10 minutes left, there's a completely different complexion on the match, and Chelsea, having looked comfortable at 2-0, have now got some defending to do.
Dave, you made a real fight of it in the end, but giving them a 2-goal start was too much in the end.
Yeah, I mean, we played for the first 15-20 minutes, and then they got the goal, and then up until the last 10-15, that's when we got ourselves in gear again. But we allowed them to play too much, couldn't get any pressure on the ball. And that's one thing you can't do with world-class players.
I think we've got to play matches from now on as if they were finals, with the same spirit, the same motivations, determination, and also on top of that play good football, because certainly we're capable of playing very good football. So we've got 35, 40 finals from now on until the end of the season. It will be tiring and demanding, but I think we can still do very well, not just in Europe, also in domestic competitions.
Having had Letitia on the bench for so long this season, you played him for the full 90 minutes, he hit the woodwork from the free kick, and then it was his free kick which led to the Kevin Davis goal. Are there any changes in the situation involving Matthew here?
In what way?
Well, is he still available for loan? Does he still want to get away?
I mean, it's Tiz who's done all the talking. I mean, we can't get away with an edgeway, so he's part of the squad here, and today we changed it round and he played, and you know that's always the case. If you're part of the squad, then you'll play when you're needed, and if you're not needed, you won't play, and it's as simple as that. But people make a lot of things out of situations within a football club, and then all of a sudden you think, oh, it's, you know, there's a lot of trouble within it, and there isn't. There's no trouble in the camp. We have a squad of players, and we'll pick a team that we think is going to get us a result. We picked a team today and it didn't get us the result, so I can do anything I want for the next one.
It was Gany, the manager. Now, the only way we could keep Trevor here till the end was to put West Ham on last. They were at Wimbledon, who've won their last 3 matches at Selhurst Park. Carl Lieben enjoyed a rare start in the Dons' front line because injuries ruled out John Hartson and Carl Court. Ben Thatcher and Dean Blackwell were also out. Joe Cole returned for West Ham after an ankle injury, but skipper Steve Lomas was suspended. Paul Kitson failed a fitness test on a back problem, while Igor Stimac returned to the squad. Well, none of our commentators got Boxing Day off, not even Barry Davis.
Cunningham, time and room to cross, and he gets a corner. Need to be well wrapped up, but the sunshine is pleasant. Lieben on the near post. Ah, it's very well taken. Well, it's been coming, because West Ham have never looked confident on the cross ball. Corner hit long, and Horizon meeting it with power. Offside, Di Canio, and Di Canio very unhappy. Straight back to Di Canio, who aims for goal, but is wide. Poor clearance by Neil Sullivan. Looks down at the turf. Don't think he can really blame that. Di Canio's attempt to find the empty goal unsuccessful. lost in the sun. Badir. Kimball. That's a useful cross and a very good save. Excellent reactions that deny Neil Ardley. Good save by Shaka Hislop. Really very good reactions from point blank range. Nigel Olsen looking to see his side continue what has been a useful run. 2 wins, 3 draws in the last 6 matches. Canio. And it's Sinclair. West Ham celebrate both goals from long crosses. The first admittedly from the corner. But a really good ball in by Di Canio. And Trevor Sinclair met it beautifully. Wide right, 1 chop left. Di Canio, beautifully done. Beautifully built. Di Canio and 1 chop. But again, the finish wide. A lovely touch by the Italian. And the Costa Rican a little unfortunate. Canio. Useful. And he's unfortunate again. Follow 1 chop. And thumbs up between Italian and Costa Rican. Quality ball in. Hung up a little bit in the wind and he got between 2 defenders. 1 chop. Sinclair, Cole, Minto up on the far side, Di Canio, well fed, and Frank Lampard! And Paolo Di Canio, again the provider. Good cross. And Lampard in front of his man. Earl. Corner. Well claimed and then he lost it. Oh! And Ardley found the finish. But clearly a goalkeeping error by Shaka Hislop. Kimball from the corner, which the goalkeeper came to claim positively, then dropped it. 2-2. Di Canio. Oh, well played. And well used. Minto. They're massing in the middle, West Ham. Sinclair! Oh, how did that stay out? Just not to be.
We played quite a good first half with a spirit, aggressiveness, and I think we deserved to go to half time with at least 1 goal up. But so it wasn't like that, and West Ham come stronger back in the second.
We got a goal just before half time, and second half we came out, really stepped up the pace and played some great stuff, and really, you know, had lots and lots of chances. Finally stuck one away. Went 2-1 up with 6 or 7 minutes to go and really looked all over. And unfortunately Shaka made a mistake that, you know, he's been fantastic for us. He's been a great signing, outstanding all last season and this season. Very rarely ever made a mistake for us. Unfortunately, he dropped one today that he normally catches 99 times out of 100, and it cost us a goal and cost us the game in the end, but the times he's saved us far outweigh the mistakes he makes.
Leeds are top tonight ahead of Tuesday's trip to Arsenal. They've now won 6 league games in a row at Elland Road. Champions Manchester United remains second, but it was a miserable day for third place Sunderland as they crashed to their worst defeat of the season. Arsenal's loss means they are now 8 points behind the leaders. Liverpool are next, with Tottenham completing the top 6. Sheffield Wednesday are back in touch at the bottom following their victory over Middlesbrough. Danny Wilson's side moved to within 2 points of Watford, who haven't won for 11 games. Derby's defeat at Villa keeps them in the bottom 3, a point behind Bradford. Southampton went down to Chelsea, while Newcastle's draw means they are now 5 points clear of the relegation zone. It's beginning to look like 3 from 5, Trevor.
Well, I can't see anything but that 5, really. I mean, we often think second half of the season somebody drops down that we don't expect, but I mean, I can see Newcastle getting out, Wimbledon and Coventry playing, well enough to keep away from it, and I do think 3 from that 5, and really there could be quite a low points tally, I think, for the 3 that go down.
Thanks, Trevor, for that marathon session. OK, that's it. We'll be back, well, tomorrow night, actually. That's Tuesday, with another Match of the Day special. Until then, goodbye.
Once in every lifetime.